In defense of America, I served our country in uniform and defended her against our enemies over there. We folks who've borne that battle and have a unique right and responsibility to call out the real imperative of defending the home front, as well as a sworn and continuing duty that I know my brother and sister veterans take as seriously as I do to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The enemies we face today are not that different than those we faced when the communist government of the Soviet Union was an existential threat to the idea of America. Those communists used domestic operations within our borders, just as we see happening today with China's communist controlled government. They used domestic operations in our allied nations too. I remember serving in the United Kingdom and their peace camps of protesters at every U.S. installation they suspected had nuclear weapons, and how British and American security forces, I was part of that, worked hard to prevent them from being successful if violence ever became a part of their activities. But here's the difference, my friends. The West didn't support the growth of the USSR's economy with capitalism like we have China's. We didn't allow the USSR communists to have headquarters on our campuses like we have China with their Confucius Institutes. And we certainly would not have knowingly allowed communist funding and support of our internal media outlets to control their messaging. And of course, social media didn't exist. We also didn't prevent ourselves from naming the domestic enemies allied with the Soviet communists. All of these facts mean one thing. With China, we faced a Communist Party government enemy much more powerful than the Soviet communists were. I call on you, my fellow Americans, to join me in the defense of America. We must band together to detect, identify, and disrupt our enemies, foreign and domestic. We ended the last Cold War without fighting a great power war by working hard to build a strong national defense using the entire being of the United States, inside and outside of government, from academia to research scientists to military innovation and using our massive industrial capability. We did it working together and by having the courage to name our enemies, even the domestic ones. Time is getting short, so we must start now with Antifa and its network of allies, including the Marxist organization called Black Lives Matter, as both are supported by China's Communist Party. So on this Independence Day, the 4th of July of the United States of America, we celebrate that all men are created equal and have rights that can't be taken from them by government. Let's come together. Let's roll and defeat all of our enemies, foreign and domestic.